Welcome back, you baddie boos. I'm going to teach you how to apply ribbon on a tumbler. Yes, ribbon, guys, ribbon. Seriously, I don't know how I never thought of this sooner. I'm going to teach you how to apply it using Quick Coat, okay? Because it's a lot faster. It lives up to its name. It's quick. Oh my God, I hate that I just did that. I'm so cheesy. Why am I like this? Why do you guys support me? Okay, so you basically use it just the same way that you would use Mod Podge when you're applying fabric or like scrapbook paper, but Quick Coat dries a lot faster, which is why I love using this instead, because when I do it with Mod Podge, I usually wait until the next day to epoxy because it takes forever for it to dry. And Quick Coat dries fairly quickly. So after a couple of hours, you can go ahead and epoxy, which is my favorite part. So basically, I'm just making sure that the ribbon is super duper adhered. And then once I was secured it, I went ahead and did one coat over. And I did this before cutting the bottom and the top. And that's just because ribbon, unlike fabric, is this like silky fabric on top. And so I just didn't want to, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I didn't want it to like slippity slide off while I was trying to cut the top and the bottom. So it was just easier to do a quick coat on top, let it dry, and then come right back and cut the top and the bottom of the fabric off so that it wouldn't budge. I used my little scissors to cut the rim. Ooh, I bet you guys missed that. I hadn't said that in a while. Okay, so then you cut the bottom and the top, okay? And you want to cut as close as you can to the little curve at the bottom, just so that you don't have to fold it over, because trust me, you would not be able to fold ribbon over even if you used super glue. Like, what did that girl use on her hair, that girl on TikTok? Gorilla Glue. Even if you used Gorilla Glue, it just would not. You have to buy ribbon and then you're going to see what I'm talking about. But guys, I didn't have any trouble getting it to adhere to the tumbler, okay? And now I'm just making sure to secure it at the bottom and at the top, just to make sure that there's no like gaps or air bubbles or anything like that, because we don't want to leave any spaces in between the ribbon and the tumbler and then have it compromised when we add our coat of epoxy. So you need to make sure that it's super duper duper adhered, okay? And then I did 3 coats of Quick Coat over the ribbon. You honestly could probably get away with doing 2, but I did 3 because I was gonna apply glitter before epoxying, so I just wanted to make sure that none of the glitter stuck to the ribbon or nothing got compromised. So I just wanted to make sure that it was super duper sealed, and I let each coat dry a little bit in between before I did the next, and then I waited until it was fully dry to the touch to come in with my Harlem glitter from Glitterful Glitter. If you like this glitter, which you're gonna fall in love with it, there will be a discount code for you in the description, so you can buy some nuggets or some, never mind, I don't want to get kicked off. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. Okay, guys, so I'm taking a fine bristle brush that I got at Walmart, and I am just applying my Mod Podge on either side of the ribbon. Okay, now the cool thing about ribbon is you could use it in so many different like ways. You could do it the way I'm using it. You could do it like, or you could wrap it around the tumbler in like a little swirl. Like, there is so much you can do with ribbon. Like, I don't know why I never got ribbon before. But anyway, you guys, so I know that it's the middle of summer, but every single year I get this itch during the summertime to make a very dark, like October-ish tumbler. In this case, this is a Dia de los Muertos tumbler, but you know, same vibe, Halloween. But I don't know why. I like to make Halloween and Christmas tumblers. Like, that is where I thrive. And I feel like once June, July comes around, I'm like, man, I haven't made like a dark cup in so long. So I always get this itch, and I just wanted to do something really cute and really different. And when I was looking at the ribbon, I saw this one and I was like, you are coming home with me and I'm gonna put you on a tumbler. Okay, so once you apply the glitter, you just take your booger hook and you tap it, okay? You pat it down so that it doesn't stick up, it doesn't have no lumps or bumps, so that you don't have to use as many coats of epoxy to cover it. Now, I promise you, you are not appreciating the full glory of this beauty. It has teeny tiny itty bitty little diamonds that are like holographic. So once I get this under epoxy, I'm gonna come back and show you guys what those little diamonds look like, because they're so freaking cute. I'm telling you right now, you need Harlem. You need it for all your Halloween cups, because I promise you, it's gonna be gone. As a matter of fact, pause the video and go get it, because it might be gone by the time you're done with the video. It's me. I'm gonna go buy it all. I just really like holographic glitters. I don't know why. They just catch the light so pretty. Anyway, guys, I'm so sorry. So I went ahead and went around to the other side of the tumbler, okay, and we're gonna apply glitter. So we basically applied glitter on both sides and left just one strip of ribbon on either side in between the glitter, okay? And the most important part is to pat it down before the Mod Podge dries. Once the Mod Podge is already dry, it's kind of pointless to pat it down at that point, because, you know, it's already sticking up. And healing. Just kidding. Don't kick me off YouTube. So I just took my time and patted it down really good, okay? And then once I felt like it was laying flat, I went ahead and went and did the bottom, okay? And all I did to remove the glitter off of the ribbon part was I just took a dry brush and just brushed it right off. And if you wait until your quick coat is fully dry, you should have no glitter sticking to the ribbon. I cannot stress this enough. You need to make sure the quick coat is very dry. When you put your hand or your finger or whatever on it, it should not feel tacky. It should feel dry. So that's what you need it to feel like before you add glitter. Trust me, I learned that the hard way earlier today, messing up a cup. I make mistakes all the time, you guys, and they help me learn. So then I can tell you guys what not to do, even though you guys are really smart. You guys are not all looks. So you guys use your common sense. So obviously you guys already knew that, but I just want, you know, if there's one person that doesn't know, now you know. Hey, I helped one person. Woohoo, look at me. I deserve Whataburger. Whataburger. However you pronounce it. It's delicious. Okay, guys, so I came in with 40 mLs of epoxy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Myra, that's way too much epoxy for a 24-ounce plump like me. But I really did not want to have to do a thin coat and then come back and do another thin coat. I wanted to do like, this is not technically a flood coat. This is like a flood coat's baby brother. And if you're wondering what a flood coat is, that's when you put way too much epoxy over a tumbler so that it has super duper thick coat, so that you don't have to do like 3 coats to cover chunky glitter. Now, this is not chunky glitter, but it did have those little diamonds. And so I just wanted to make sure that it was only going to take 1 coat to get them fully covered, because I was anxious to get those vinyl strips on here and just watch the tumbler come to life. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking beautiful. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna let this spin for 24 hours, okay? We want it to be completely dry before we come back and we apply our vinyl strips. Okay, now before I came into epoxy, I sprayed this with clear polycrylic sealer, the clear gloss. I did 1 coat, let it dry, did another coat, let it dry, and then I went in with my epoxy. Guys, I don't know if you can catch those little diamonds, but the color shift on this glitter is out of this world. So what I did is I did a little light sanding. It only needed it in just a few spots. And then I came back with this holographic, like foily, no, it's not holographic. It's like foily washi tape that I found on Amazon. And I am going to create a design. Now, I don't know where I was going with this cup, to be honest with you. Lately, I've been super intrigued by like lines and just shapes and just all this sort of stuff. So I feel like I've been creating lots of designs that have a lot of like symmetrical lines and lots of just weird patterns going in all sorts of directions. And that's kind of what I wanted with this tumbler, but I just wanted to do something different than what I've done. So I didn't really know what I wanted. I just knew that I wanted to use this really cool like foil washi tape and especially for it to match the tumbler perfectly, like the colors that are in the ribbon. And so I kind of just started by putting one ribbon on either side of the image, okay, green, because the green one was the one that I thought was the prettiest. So that's the one that I wanted to really stand out. And then I started thinking about like what I was going to do in the space that's in between, the glitter. And sure, I could have left it plain, but you guys know me, and you guys, that's not how I roll. I like to experiment and make things crazy. So in a minute, I'm going to show you guys the pattern that I ended up doing. I'm sorry, the camera's a little bit sideways, but I finally realized I was recording at the wrong angle, and I fixed it. So guys, whenever you are placing vinyl strips, you want to make sure that there's no bubbles or anything like that. And I always take my X-Acto knife, and at the very rim, I cut just below the rim so that when I epoxy, the epoxy goes right over the vinyl and it completely seals it. Okay, so now what I did was I took the purple foil vinyl and I started at one corner and then kind of angled it, right? I mean, you guys saw how I did that. And I didn't really know where I was going with this. I just knew that I wanted something cute and some symmetrical lines. So I basically just started playing with a pattern, and I was like, you know, hopefully this works out. And if it doesn't, I'll just pull them off and do something else. Oh gosh, this is what's so cool about making cups, you guys. I think this is why I love what I do, because you are the artist, because that's what you are. You are the creator. You are making your vision come true. Oh my gosh, I really hope you guys can't hear my squeaky Turner in the background. If you can, that would be so embarrassing. Well, I guess my YouTube videos are embarrassing anyway, so it's fine. If you're new here, I'm so sorry. Please stay. Okay, guys, so I kind of just started playing with like the orange too. I really wanted to incorporate these three colors. I feel like they're very October-y colors, October-ish, October doesn't sound good. And so I kind of just started playing around, and what I did is I took that orange foil vinyl and I started at the very bottom and I put one like in between both sides of the design. Okay, and I just made sure that it was nice and centered, and I absolutely loved the pattern that it created. If I'm being completely honest, as much as I love this foil vinyl, no, it's not vinyl, this foil washi tape, they're too thick. So I felt like it was very overpowering, and if they would have been a little skinnier, it would have been fine, but they were super thick, and I don't know, I thought they were very loud, like me. So what I ended up doing after I finished placing all of my lines, and after I finished making sure that they were straight and that they were really like secured on the tumbler, I ended up cutting vinyl strips out of black vinyl to place them in the center, just because I wanted it to give it that edge and still keep that like the darkness of the cup. And if you notice, adding that second vinyl strip adds a totally different vibe to the tumbler. Like, I feel like it was super duper loud before with all the like foil glistening and shimmering in the light. And I mean, it's beautiful, but that's just not what I was going for. So I think the best decision I could have done was to do these little vinyl strips. And guys, like, use your imagination, get creative. You could probably even layer, honestly, 3 if you really wanted to. You could do like a wide one, a skinnier one, and then a super tiny one. Like, there's just so many options and so many combinations. And I swear there's not enough hours in the day, because I just want to mess around with like patterns and stuff and just create. But anyway, guys, in the end, I took my X-Acto knife and made all the cuts so that everything lined up perfectly. A little tip that I have for you guys, and something that I like to do, is I always like to apply heat to my vinyl, whether it's a name decal or, you know, vinyl strips, just because it makes it really adhere to that tumbler and you'll have less chances of it lifting. But we're gonna go even a step further to secure all of this vinyl, especially because it's foil and it tends to repel epoxy sometimes. Once we apply heat to it and we get it on our turner, we're gonna take a little bit of quick coat, okay? And we're gonna apply it over the entire tumbler, making sure that we secure that vinyl. You need to make sure that it's a very, very thin coat though, okay? And as soon as it dries, you can go in with your epoxy. I went ahead and did 20 mLs of epoxy to seal this, let it spin for 24 hours, and I'm obsessed. Please tell me in the comments what you thought about this tumbler. I love reading your guys' comments. I love you guys so much, and I'll be back on Tuesday.